Today I'm featuring the Chiappa Rhino 60DS 357, and this is a more of a rare gold PVD finish. This is a listed as a two-pound gun, or 2.06, I think. It's very light. It looks a lot heavier than it is. I mean, 2 pounds isn't the lightest, but for this size of gun, you'd expect something to be a little bit heavier, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Now, this is 38 special or 357, and of course it has the barrel is down here, and what that does by having the barrel on the bottom is, and the angle of the grip, and most people that are watching this probably already know, is it mitigates the recoil. Instead of having a lot of muzzle raise, it's more of a push, and honestly it feels a lot better to shoot than a typical 357 Magnum does. Now this will take moon clips, which, see how fast that is, and it's not like this is something that I practice, but it's basically about as fast as changing a magazine on a semi-auto. Now, when you pull the hammer back, and it has an indicator to show that it's loaded. Now, pointing in a safe direction, it can be decocked. This is a kind of a prop, okay? I don't know how to really explain this, but it's not like a regular hammer, even though it still functions. So you can see the triggers all the way back, but you can decock it like this. Always pointing at a safe direction when doing so. But just to say, let's say you're out at the range and you keep on doing this, and you get to a point where you're like, oh no, I gotta decock it. You still can, even with this hammer. So there we go. That's how that would be done. Also, you don't have to use moon clips. You can use speed loaders. These are not loaded live rounds. Yeah, I'm having a little trouble lining up, but you gotta understand I don't have the points on it. But there are speed loaders, and I'm really having a heck of a time with this. Not that it really matters, because again, not really needing to do it, but this does fit that, just take my word for it. But anyways, we'll put the snap caps back in there, and let's see, what else can I say about it? They're great sights. They're the fiber optics. You got a rail on the top, you got a rail on the bottom. I got a cheap red laser in there. You can barely see that it's working. I love these rhinos. Oh, I know what to say. You got to watch, because normally the blast that comes from the gap in a revolver on this is going to be lower. So if you normally would have your thumb out here, you're going to be in trouble. You got to have your thumbs back nice and far, or just shooting one-handed is fine. And it's a 6-round revolver, and the price point, I think on the regular 60s DS is somewhere around 1100, but this one, if you can get your hands on one, is more like 1500. And those are just rough figures, subject to change. I'm not really sure. I know I overpaid for mine. That's for sure. And you can change these grips, and all the grips are the same. You get the 2-inch, the 3-inch, Rhino, 4-inch, 5-inch, or 6-inch. They all have the same, and you just take this screw out, and the grip will just slide right off, no big deal, and change out the grips that way. And honestly, I would recommend, see, I'm actually an honest person, okay? I would actually recommend against the 2-inch model, unless it's all you can get your hands on for cheap, because it does seem to be problematic with the hammer. I haven't had any problems with this one, and here's the double action, but I have a 2-inch model that I have had issues with the hammer, and a friend of mine also said he had issues with 2-inch model with the hammer. They're just really hard to pull back, or I end up going like this, to get it to go back, and it's just not really safe. So 3-inch, 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, whatever rhino you prefer, but the 2-inch is a no-go in my book. They call it the Rhino 200 DS. This is the Rhino 60 DS. Hopefully I answered all your questions. Like or subscribe, appreciate that, and have a great day.